Hello. My name is Abdelfattah Abusrou. I am founder and director of Arwad Cultural and Arts Society in Aida Refugee Camp, Bethlehem. And grateful that people in different parts of the world, university students, Jewish people in different countries are showing their solidarity with Palestinian people and talk, defend what is just and what is right. We as people, I believe people have goodness in their hearts, whether they are Muslim or a Christian or Jewish or Buddhist or Hindu or atheist or whatever they are. People talk and defend justice, freedom, peace, equality, love. These are the values that we defend as human beings. And so it's not the privilege for some on the expense of others. It's a natural right for any human being. And wherever there is injustice, we stand with the oppressed, and we should make the oppressors accountable for their crimes. Otherwise, the oppression will continue. It's not against Jews, it's not against Muslims, it's not against Christians, it's against the oppressors, whoever they are and wherever they come from. So there is no double standards that should be in place, and this is where your work, your demonstrations, your writings, defending what is just and what is right is so important. Silence is a complicity with the injustice and oppression, and this is where your voices count in that sense. So we are grateful that people are standing for what is just and what is right, on behalf of Palestinians, in behalf of Kashmiris, in behalf of Rohingya, in behalf of Muslims in Myanmar and in China and in India and wherever there is oppression and so on. So that's why we value what you stand for, and we are grateful for all your efforts to make justice visible. People talk about peace. Peace have been cut into pieces that do not connect and make something understandable for a lot of people what this peace means. We need justice, we need accountability for the oppressors, and this is where we can make a real peace. Otherwise it would just be talking and talking without achieving anything. And we need results, we need actions, we need continuous actions, and not just reactions to catastrophes and so on. Thank you for all your efforts to make justice visible.
Say your name, please.
My name is Abdelfattah Abusrou, founder and director of Arwad Cultural and Arts Society, where we try to empower children and young people to inspire hope and promote life and give them reasons to live for their country, and not just to be numbers on list of martyrs or handicapped for the rest of their lives or perish in Israeli prisons. We want our children to grow up, change the world, and create miracles. And when the time comes, hopefully they will be walking in our funerals and not the other way around. We are fed up of burying our children. And so we care for our children, your children, and the children of the world, to give them a future where hopefully every day that comes will be more beautiful than the day that goes. And we will be proud of the heritage we leave for them, and they be proud of their successes and achievements. Thank you.
Ugly, crazy, vicious circles of violence. They are talking about releasing the hostages. But what will be after releasing the hostages? What will be the next step? What is the interest of the Palestinians to do any deal if it's not going to lead to the end of the war? Now, this is my criticism. Still, we did not publish anything against the protest. Anything that opens any hope, gives us any small light at the end of the tunnel, might do a change, might bring down part of the suffering of part of the people, we will support it. Okay? But unfortunately, also before, in the last 2 years, Israel went into two big, huge, important things. One was the legal issue, the legal reform, a year before the war, and the other was the war. I was telling you about racism towards Palestinians in Israel. In the first thing, all the legal reform brought very serious discussion on the future of state and society in Israel. Okay? What is Jewish democracy? What is the meaning of a Jewish state? What is the meaning of democracy in this context? Now we have things to say about that. And we have our political agenda. We have our own analysis. We were asked not to come to the protest movement because the leaders of the protest movement thought that if we will come, they will lose the right-wing audience. So they expelled us, they excluded us from the important discussion regarding the image, future of state and society in Israel. And then you had the war. When Netanyahu, guys, at the beginning of the war, Prime Minister Netanyahu had a very important speech. He declared war on 4 different fronts. He said you have a war on Gaza, a war on the West Bank, a war with Lebanon on the northern borders, and he said that the 4th front is the internal front. He declared war on us. So, in the important peace and war decision, we were considered not part of the group enemy. And also, on the essence of discussion of what is Jewish democracy, we were also excluded. So, we are very critical towards the Israeli. Now, I say it, to be honest, I say it with pain, and this is not something good for me. This is not something good. I wish we had Jewish Israeli partners for our struggle for justice and equality for all. Now, on the margins, we do have few brave, great Jewish activists, but they are small groups, few individuals, okay? Great people. And to be honest, they pay very high price in their society. They are boycotted in their families, they are boycotted in their society. They pay very high price for their belief in human rights. And we highly respect them. But we are talking about very small numbers. This would lead me to tell you about your important work. Guys, the only non-violent solution is the boycott and the divestment movement.
Okay.
The what again?
Boycott and divestment movement. Why so? Because from within the Israeli society, the way it is built politically and socially, unfortunately, we don't have partners that are ready to struggle with us for justice and equality for all. On the margins, we have some individuals. In order to do the change, there must be some pressure on Israel. The divestment is a kind of international pressure which is not violent. Okay? This might do a change. But without this very important international work, what are the Israeli interests to do a change?
Right.
And if they are enjoying, in the current situation, any political solution, 1 state, 2 states, 30 states, means that Israel must share the cake. Human beings, forget Israelis and Palestinians, human beings don't like to share their cakes. Okay? Also in inheritance issues, families kill each other. On basic inheritance issues. Now, people don't like to share their cakes. You have to make them share them. Now, you can do this either violently. We don't want to do it. We don't want to use violence. The non-violent way is to put pressure. Putting pressure, and the only now thing that we are seeing is boycott and divestment. This is the only way out. This is why what you are doing is very important.
Where the highway is
It used to be houses, and they were destroyed by Israel. Now, if you look at the Palestinian village yesterday, it's real, you can see the trees that are between the Palestinian village, between the Palestinian walls, are what we call as biblical fruits. You can see almonds, fig trees, olives, pomegranate, because these are the trees that we Palestinians love to plant, because they don't require a lot of water, but they bring food. They only require winter. You can see the Israeli towns and settlements. They have different kinds of trees that are planted. Pine trees, which are very toxic to the land. Extremely toxic to the land. So wherever they grow, even grass does not grow. They have created a very major conflict for us, because when there's no grass, the deers die. If the deers die, the wolves die, and so on. It has affected all of the ecosystem for Palestinians. You can see between the trees cactus trees. Cactus are not indigenous to Palestine, but they are the symbol of the Palestinian Nakba. Palestinians, when they started to immigrate to the US, to Central America, US, they discovered the cactus tree. And the cactus tree is beautiful because it allows us more time to drink coffee and to have fun with our families and friends. Because cactus grows very fast, brings fruits, allows the chicken, keeps the chicken in and the foxes out. So wherever you go through in historical Palestine, Israel, you find cactus tree, there was a Palestinian village standing there. They've demolished the homes, they've bombed the homes, they've brought bulldozers that have buried the homes, but they did not pay attention to the cactus. They thought the cactus is indigenous. So wherever you go and you see cactus, know that this is a Palestinian has planted it and there was a Palestinian village there. So that's why we use the cactus tree as a symbol. So please keep this a secret with us. We don't want Ben Gvir and Netanyahu going and uprooting our cactus trees. I don't know if there might be some of your followers. I'm not sure.